Alright, in this video I'll show you how you can use efficiently regex, that means regular expression, in Vim. Vim has its own regex form, so I'll take you through all the basics of it, so it will enhance your productivity, right? So to 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 sum up, regular expression usage inside Vim. Okay, so let me spawn up a terminal, move it to a designated place. Let us zoom in so people can see. Okay, so I have accumulated some steps for you to go through, so I'll try to go through one by one. Okay, so Vim Regex. So, and let me spawn up another terminal, and I need some buffer with the text filled. Okay, so I'm going to Vim Regex demo. So I'm trying to open a buffer, and I'll be filled up with some text. I'm just randomly choosing a file which infuse some text in this buffer. Okay. All right. So I have infused some random text in this buffer, so I can show you the stuff with this text. Okay, so the first one is slash, which is nothing but a forward slash, which is in regex. I show you the look general search or look forward search. Okay, so if I write fin, you can see the word gets highlighted because I have search highlight on. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it, so that's why I keep it. So it gives me a visual representation what is and it has got also drawback to, if I'll show you later. So basically forward slash is a forward search mechanism inside Vim. Okay, so the bonus is that you don't have to leave the search prompt and use n letter to move down and up. Okay, so within the search prompt you can do by Control G to go down, Control T to go up. Okay, Control G to go down, Control T to go up. It will go up and down in the search mode itself. I hope you followed. So the dot represent any character. F dot n will show whatever is there in between two letter F and N. As you can see, two letter gets highlighted. The dot in regex represent a single letter. Okay, so it could be anything. Okay. The question mark is used to search backward. If I put my cursor here, and if I write fin, it's supposed to show me that whatever coming before the cursor. Okay, so question mark denote backward search. The word boundary is something that if you want to match if you search for something, it might match some other word also which consists of that particular letters you mention in the search prompt, which you don't want. If you wanted to match the exact word, you have to enclose it within a word boundary, and the word boundary has to be enclosed within the angle bracket like this. That angle bracket has to be, I'm just choosing a random word. The angle bracket has to be escaped. Okay, otherwise it will be printed taking as literal one. So the thing is that if you want to match an exact word, you have to use the word boundary, and the word boundary has to be mentioned within the angle bracket, and the angle bracket has to be escaped. As simple as that. Now next is the pattern matching. Pattern matching has, if you want to capture some pattern, it has to be captured within the parenthesis, and the parenthesis has to be escaped like this. If I go here and if I write see, I have captured a pattern, and I can apply this pattern on the replacement string. Okay, the pattern could be anything. I'm trying to capture the as simplest possible thing to just to give you the basic understanding of regular expression inside Vim. So the bottom line is the pattern has to be captured within a parenthesis. Okay, and that those parentheses has to be escaped. Okay. So the next one is called character class, and which is denoted with the square bracket. If I write A to Z and capital A to Z and enclose the square bracket, it select whatever the character is there in the buffer. It will show like that. The idea is that to show the character class, you have to enclose in a square bracket. Okay, so to not show the character class except the characters, you have to negate it. You have to use something called caret or circumflex, whatever you call it. And if you again write A to Z and capital A to Z within the C, it selects the non-character stuffs in the buffer, because I put a caret inside the square bracket, okay, before the character class. That caret means negate the actual value of it, or disqualification value of it. Okay, the caret inside the bracket represent negation. Okay, so you can select, instead of like character, there is a numeric class which will be represented in similar way. If you write square bracket 0 to 9, it will show you the numerics. Instead of that, you can represent in the simplest possible manner by simply escaping some word. Here you have to escape the letter D. See, all the numerics get selected like this. Okay, so \D is for numeric. Likewise, if this buffer at this moment doesn't have any hex value or octal value, if it has, then you have to use \X or \O to represent those. Likewise, if you don't want to match the numerics, you can always use the capital version. It selects everything except the numeric. Okay, you can clearly see on the buffer, it didn't select it select the punctuation, it select the character, but it didn't select the numerics. So the capital version will simply negate what it meant in lower version, right? You can see the point number 8 on the left hand side buffer. Likewise, if you want to see the lowercase, you can escape the letter L. It will show you the lowercase stuff. If you don't want, just use the capital L. It will show you everything else, then the lowercase stuff. Likewise, if you want to see the uppercase stuff, just escape the letter U. If you don't want, use the capital version of it. Okay, so basically few letters has to be escaped in Vim Regex to present their spatial meaning in the buffer. Okay, and most of the letter what has been escaped has a capital letter sibling which does exact the reverse. Okay, as I showed you, U represent the uppercase, capital U represent the non-uppercase, as simple as that. L represent the lowercase, capital L represent the non-lowercase. Okay, all right. To show the white space, you need to escape the letter S. It will show you all the white space in the buffer. Okay, to not match the white space, use the capital S. It will show everything else except the white space. Okay, all right. So there is a range verifier in numeric class, so you can mention how many digits has to be shown, and you can also mention from maximum range to minimum range to maximum range. Okay, so I'm talking about the point number 12 and 13 on the left hand side buffer. Let me give you an example. If I write the numeric class 0 to 9, and it selects everything, but to give you the range you have to escape the curly brace, and if you write the exact numeric, see, I give a range of numeric of quantity of 4. You need to specify the quantity like this, as I wrote here inside the curly braces. The first curly brace has to be escaped with a backslash. This is called range. Likewise, if you can give a range minimum of 2 numerics and maximum of 4 numerics, you need to write like this. So it selects the numeric class with minimum value of 2 numerics and maximum value of 4 numerics. Okay, it could be anything, but the range has to be defined like this in regex. Okay, I'm hoping you are following me. So asterisks represent any character, and it will show you 0 or more word. But if you want to match one or more word of it, you have to use plus, and that plus has to be escaped. So it will only show you that value. The plus in regex allow you to show one or more word. To use plus, you have to escape plus. Okay, likewise question mark will show you 0 or more words. For that you have to escape the question mark. Okay, all right. Now the regular expression has got three kind of matches: greedy match, lazy match, and possessive match. So I'm going to take a pick at the greedy match and the lazy match. Okay, I'm leaving out the possessive match, which is different topic. I probably cover up in some other video. So to show the greedy stuff, you have to mention absolute stuff like this. It will only match about. Okay, because this is greedy by default. Okay, so to match the lazy stuff, again you have to mention that in a curly braces. The curly braces has to be escaped, and you have to give it and it should be start with a minus. Okay, so if I write 2 and 5 and it doesn't match anything, but the lazy match has to be represent like this. So that means it has to go about this, because these words are not matched with any other word in the buffer. That's why it is not showing the stuff. Okay, but the point of lazy match is that it expands the search. Okay, it not so greedy, so it is not stick with the exact stuff, it will allow you the other stuff too. Okay, and that curly braces, the point is that the range has to be start with minus. Okay, and it will provide you how many letters it will go for. Okay, so the next one is called an anchor. If you use caret, it will show you the anchor or beginning of the line, or it could be anything. So if I said it start with G, it will see. I'm hoping. Okay, let me try another one. If I start with W, does it match anything? Okay. If I start with L, see it match the letter L which starting. So caret represent anchor, or this is called anchor, and 0 with stuff, it doesn't require any help, it stand alone. Anchor represent the beginning. Okay, likewise the dollar represent the end of the line. Okay, or you can easily mention, if I mention what is come after K, see that is there is a tiny highlight, right, that the end of stuff after K. So likewise these are called anchors. Caret means beginning, dollar mean end of line. Okay, so now something interesting called back reference. If I search, back reference is nothing if you capture a pattern. Okay, and if you want to apply that pattern with the replacement string, every captured pattern has to be represented with the numeric like 1 2 3, and those numeric has to be escaped with a backslash. I am here talking about the point number 19 on the left hand side buffer. Back, it is called back reference. Okay, so let me give you a demonstration. So if I go here and if I as usual capture, and if I capture, say for I'm just randomly picking, I just pick a word. You see the word about is highlighted because I capture a pattern. The pattern could be anything. I'm trying to do the simplest possible thing so you can understand how it works. Okay, so in a search I have captured a pattern within the parenthesis. Okay, now if I use the replacement string, say I want to add, just to show you the difference. Okay, I want to just write a word mad. I write word mad to replace the pattern. Now if I call up that pattern to be added with the replacement string, that means the pattern about has to be added with the mad word. So all I have to do, I have to call up like this. You see the pattern? I have called up the capture text with this \1. If you have more than one pattern, that has to be go like 1 2 3, like mentioned in the point number 19. So if I press enter at this moment, you see the word about is preceded with word mad. That means I do not have to type the pattern twice. Okay, once I captured the pattern, I can easily back reference the pattern with that numeric. Okay, so to show you that, you see the syntax on the right hand side buffer. Look at the bottom of the screen. It's showing that this is the pattern. I captured one stuff and I recalled or replayed it with the, this is the stuff \1, because it has got one pattern. It could be multiple pattern, so each and every pattern has to be called /1 /2 /3 like this. I'm hoping you are getting it. Okay, this is This is extremely powerful. If you gather it, it will help you immensely. Okay, so if you escape 0, you can do a lot of stuff, like here, say I want this this numeric has to be encoded within quotation mark, this 2022. Okay, for that I go here and I select 0 to 9 and I exactly give. Now I have to replace with the quotation. This highlighted numeric has to be quoted with the replace. So /\0 will represent that. If I put quotation /0 and put quotation again, you see I wanted the matching numeric to be within the quotation mark. Okay, if I do, okay, you see the pattern at the bottom of the right hand side buffer screen. Okay, so you see that /0 will have a replacement string instead of I have to write the stuff. If I press enter, if I go, see all that numeric what was selected by the pattern is enclosed with a double bracket, double quotation. Okay, you see the stuff, extremely powerful, right? You could do the same. If I undo it, if you could do the same like this. I've enclosed it in the and then enclosed it with a specific number. Okay, and instead of escaping 0 to do the stuff, I could have easily call it by using ampersand. Ampersand and escape 0 is having the same effect. Okay, so it will simply quote the numeric what has been selected on the buffer you are seeing. If I do again, you see the highlighted, the quotation, the numeric gets double quoted. All I use ampersand to use the whole match of the criteria. Okay, all right. So, and as I mentioned, there is something called 0 width, and I'm talking about the point number 21 on the left hand side buffer. 0 width is nothing but regex syntax which stand alone. It doesn't need any help. Like you see, the caret is the beginning of the line or anchor values. Dollar is represent end of the line, and escaping left angle bracket and right angle bracket for the word boundary. These are the 0 width stuff. Okay, in regex. Okay, so Vim Regex had other representation of look ahead and look behind. Okay, which is represented by escaping words Z and E. Okay, to give you an example, if I write fin and ZE D, so that E represent the end. Okay, so it will look for the end of it. Okay, likewise if I use SD, so it will only show me where you can think of it S as a end. Okay, to represent the look ahead and look behind search in Vim Regex can be represented with the escaping character Z with E and S. Okay, you can see there is a tiny highlight because I have looked behind only. See, this is interesting. This particular syntax, that escaping Z E and ZS in between the word search, it acts as a searching and matching. It does both the thing. It search as well as match. In specific example where my cursor is, I'm looking for a word to start with a fin, and I want that fin word to be end with the D. So see the little highlight in the buffer. It find a word find which ends with a D. Okay, very handy. It takes some practice, to be very honest with you. It cannot be, certainly I don't know any human being who can get over all this complexity, and regular expression is little complex. It is not as easily grabbable as people think. You need to spend a little time to get over it or get accustomed with it. So you can use the look ahead and look behind stuff together in a. Look at the point number 22, 23 and 24. All three of them represent the searching capability in Vim Regex. It could be represented with a different syntactical representation by escaping at and equal, and at, equal and less than sign for look behind example. So I didn't mention because this might be looking daunting at first. So the better way to do that, to practice this step, then once you are accustomed, you can start using this shorthand notation to do the similar kind of stuff, whatever way you feel comfortable. And the 24, this is the combination of look behind and look ahead stuff, a combination in one search. It will be complicated, so I don't want to clobber your head. So this is the representation you have to give in the ex prompt or search prompt to get things done with the searching. Now let me go to the easy stuff. So to search for something specific, you have to escape the percent and give so it match few of the word. So it match a lot of stuff in the buffer because so that means option, it match a lot of stuff as in the example mentioned. The percentage, escaping the percentage before the character class or whatever the class. Okay, so it will match so many things. Okay, now to see the white space, you need to escape the letter S. It will show you all the white space. To not show the white space, you use the capital S. Okay, so there are few words in Vim Regex which has to be escaped to get the special meaning. Like if you want to see the numeric instead of writing. Okay, so to show white space with new line, because this document doesn't have it, you have to use small s with a underscore. It will show you the white space with a new line. Okay, to what else? Okay, so control V or slash V represent some very magic. Okay, so very magic is nothing but that you don't have to escape the quantitative quantifier in Vim Regex, like question mark plus something like that. Okay, so you can write it like this. If you write say for instance and we generally have to write like this to escape, to add more stuff. Okay, instead of that you could simply write escape the letter V, and then you could write whatever you want to write. Okay, so you don't have to you don't have to then escape the plus or question mark or whatever the quantifier is. So slash v backslash v is called very magic in Vim Regex. Okay, it allows you to escape the escaping stuff in specific operator. Okay, all right, so I have shown you what the ampersand does. G is a very common command, it's a global command, so you can easily use to say for instance I'm picking up the simplest possible stuff. So if I wanted to delete all the blank line of this document, I simply call up the global command. Anchor and dollar represent the blank line, and give a space and provide the letter D and press enter. It will take away all the blank line from this buffer. Okay, so the last one, escaping W, will show you the word. Okay, and to not show the word, just use the capital W. You will get accustomed to it if you start using it frequently. This is extremely powerful. Regular expression in anywhere is extremely powerful, but it requires you, like every other thing, to invest time to learn all these tricks. So once you accustomed with these tricks, your productivity bound to go up. At least it happened to me. That's why I'm making this video, just to make you aware. What I'll do, I'll give you a link to this particular file on the left hand side buffer in the description section below, so you can pull it out and practice it yourself. Okay, so I hope this will be useful for some people. Thanks for watching.